guys, real quick before today's video, which is going to be a good one, just wanted to touch base with you guys on a couple quick news items. Starting with, as you can see, the Wall Breakers, the newest card in Clash Royale, but where are they? Are you even excited for them? Are they just a glorified fire spirit that doesn't target air and does target buildings and costs 3 elixir and is an epic and not a common? I don't know. I'll let you guys decide that. I actually did a gameplay with Tag and Colton both on voice with the new card. If you want to check that out, I'll include it in the show notes after this video. But yeah, the card is going to be coming out on Valentine's Day, which is February 14th. So this Thursday, the card should be released in game, maybe as part of a Valentine's Day challenge or a special event, or maybe just released inside the game. I don't know that yet, but just wanted to update you guys on an official release date on the Wall Breakers. And in update news, they say they've solidified what will be in their April update if all goes well. So do we have any clues or hints? Well, let's look 1 week back and see what they said about ideas they were thinking about. So they say a lot of discussions around the office. They threw out these little, I don't know, these little bits of info that they've been talking about. What a tease. They say changes, improvements, or revamp in the progression. They say new seasons, 2v2 ranked, all just ideas, nothing confirmed. But put those brakes on the hype train, but those are just some things that they're talking about right now inside the team, inside the Supercell office. So that's all I have for you guys for news. Now let's check out this witch deck.
When we were young, the future was so bright. The old neighborhood was so alive.
Hey guys, welcome to the main video. I am here with Final Form, who's a top ladder player. He loves this deck, but not just for trophy pushing, where it is amazing, but also in challenges. He's in the middle of his 3rd challenge right now. He's inside of the match. Let's go ahead and check him out. We're about 30 seconds late. I apologize, but you can see his first push is a giant and a witch and some minions. This deck is one of my favorite giant decks that I've shared in a long time here. It's giant double minions, but with a couple twists. We have goblins in this deck instead of the 3rd spell, and we also have the witch in this deck. And witch, similar to kind of like the E-Drag, is an amazingly difficult card for your opponent to get rid of with big spells, providing they don't have that rocket or lightning. With fireball or poison, which most people are still running right now, lightning creeping a little bit into the meta, so you'll want to kind of keep a heads up on that. If you run into a ton of lightning decks, you might want to go ahead and reconsider the witch and use the other version. But this is an amazing version if you think you'll be running into fireball and poison more often, because you can't just take care of the witch with that zap plus the fireball, or zap plus the poison. And here we go in against a really difficult matchup for most giant beatdown decks. They have poison, they have P.E.K.K.A, they also have E-Wiz, a number of weapons against our deck, and things are pretty much even here with elixir, with about 15 seconds remaining in this match here. So the beauty is you can bait out small spells using your minions, your goblins in this deck. You can also bait out big spells using your minion horde, your minions again, if your opponent is unwise and makes that mistake, your witch, in your minion horde. So there's kind of some small spell bait and some big spell bait going on. And again, just like and that was a perfect play there with that giant, guys. Just a heads up, that's one of the reasons we're dropping witch in the back. One is to bait out their big spells so we can punish with a minion horde or the minions. The other reason is because we can kite if they try to pressure you opposite lane like that bandit. We can kite with the giant in that positioning. And here we run into this P.E.K.K.A and the E-Wiz, but the E-Wiz is going to be in front of the P.E.K.K.A. We're going to be able to block this just fine, probably just using the witch here. So check this out. Tower's going to take care of the E-Wiz, and you can see he's 9-0 inside this GC, and this deck is great, as I mentioned. And look at this. They play the P.E.K.K.A predicting our giant. We go opposite lane. Now we have a miner. We have the minions on that bandit. Bandit doesn't get a charge off. We have the giant to the tower. Fireball comes raining down on that dark goblin. Zap comes down. Man, the Giant's getting all kinds of damage, forcing an E-Wiz out of the opponent. Meanwhile, that Witch is like, yo, I got this P.E.K.K.A on lockdown. Don't worry about it. P.E.K.K.A's eventually going to break through, but Witch and the skeletons are doing a lot of damage to that P.E.K.K.A, and then we just reload with another Witch. Is the P.E.K.K.A going to win? Finally, she wins, but essentially that Witch soloed her to the point where the tower can finish her off. And here we go again with another Giant and a minion horde in the right lane. Now that we baited out the poison with the Witch, the miner comes goblins, and excuse me, takes care of a lot of those goblins, and the Dark Goblin is down thanks to those minions. Right tower's down to 800, make that 7, 600, 500, 470 damage remaining on that right tower, and you guys can already see, though, the last card is a Ram Rider, so we're gonna need to really to be careful here. Ram Rider can be a sneaky OP card when used in the right situations. She's doing a ton of damage to that left tower. The poison is out of cycle though here. Here we go. Let's see what he does. He's probably gonna go opposite lane here. Yep, Miner, Minion Horde, opposite lane. We have Zap in hand. Let's see. Zap comes down on those goblins. We are gonna get to the tower on the left, but we won't be able to take the tower just yet in the right. It's just gonna be one poison and a Zap away on that right tower, but we have to defend here first. We have the Ram Rider coming in hot. We have Fireball in him. We opt to use Fireball smart defensively first. Then we can just defend and take our time with that right tower. Now the Miner gets to the right tower, takes it down to 102. Just gonna be one poison away. The predictive goblins there for the Dark Goblin. Now the minions will finish off that Barbarian. Meanwhile, the Fireball comes down, and that's GG. Final form wins again there. This is his third grand challenge using this deck in a row. I think he's only lost one match in total here, guys. Let's go ahead and hop into the next match. All right, guys, going into the next match here, let's talk a little bit about the Miner and his synergy with the Giant. You saw there the three ways he uses the Miner, all in that last match displayed for you guys, right? So think about it. Number one is using the Miner just for chip damage or combo with the Minion Horde, putting some opposite lane pressure or putting some pressure when they don't have spells in the cycle. Number two is using him to snipe the opponent's defensive troops, excuse me, like the Dark Goblin in that previous match. Defensive uses? What, Ash? Yeah, you gotta snipe your defensive uses or units. That's what I was thinking of. That's not what came out there. Anyway, I never said I was a good YouTuber. I'm just here. I'm just what you got. You're stuck with me. Anyway, going back to the point, the third way, obviously, is just putting the Miner on the tower once you already have a big push going to tank with the Giant. So that's like a double elixir play usually, but here we go, putting some opposite lane pressure. As we kind of mentioned, the Inferno Dragon was taken care of by the tower, and the Goblins there just proving their worth in this deck here. Hopefully you guys can see, because I imagine a lot of you guys might be like, okay, why not skeletons there? Why not Ice Spirit there? Who plays goblins anymore, really? But part of the reason is because they can survive Zap, right? I mean, that's a big reason, and they're just way better with DPS in terms of for one extra elixir, especially in this deck where having a big tank killer is very useful, considering that we don't have cards like, I mean, we have the Witch in here, which is amazing with her spawn skeletons and her splash damage, but she's not great at point damage. So the goblins help out in that regard against tanks like a Giant or like a P.E.K.K.A. or against, of course, another Golem. So here we go with a Miner again. This time they catch that Miner with the guards. We're gonna get some minions onto this tower, taking it down to 1752, but look at the elixir here, guys. 7, 8, 9 to 3. They have like a 4 or 5 elixir advantage on us right now. Luckily, we're going into overtime where that pain will not be as acute. We go ahead, it's playing obviously a Lava Miner double dragon deck, which can be challenging. These decks are all over the place in the meta right now. So we kind of reload with the Witch in the back. So a Witch going into, I want to see how he handles this push. Like, this is the biggest push he's going to have to deal with this match. So double dragon, Lava Hound. We have the Giant. We have the skeleton spawned by the Witch. The poison comes down. The Miner comes down. Oh man, how are we going to deal with this? We have the Minion Horde taking care of the Baby D and the Inferno D. But now we have the Goblins just chipping away at that Miner. And then we cycled all the way back to another Witch. A lot went on there. We essentially used the Zap to reset the Inferno Dragon on defense. We also waited till the Dragon was facing the opposite direction before using our Minion Horde on their Baby Dragon. And then on defense, we cycled to Goblins and we cycled to another Witch there to defend against that Lava Hound. Now we have a big push coming in, a lot of skeletons down by this Witch. We have a couple surviving minions. Meanwhile, that Miner is just hammering away there. And look at these skeletons and the Goblins here. The opponent gives the good game. It's not good game yet, though. 619 remaining on the tower, and we cycle to another Witch. See how I don't know, bold he is with the Witch plays here? If he can bait out a spell using the Witch, in this case, poison, he's more than happy to do so, even if it means taking some incidental damage to the tower that his opponent is already targeting. So here it comes, Fireball down, Miner takes a shot on that tower, and there it is. you know, coming back from that, what, 5 elixir disadvantage going into sudden death overtime, or going into double elixir time, excuse me, and coming away with a victory. Let's go into the next match here, guys. All right, guys, let's go for a clean 12-0 and a rather fast video. If he can pull this off, time will tell. It depends on how he's going to use his miner against the opponent's uses. Yeah, what you got to do is see what uses your opponent has, and then you really focus. Okay, so here we go. It's going to be a witch in the back, and again, just, you know, to point this out again to you guys, using the witch in the back is something that he does almost every game. So it's something that is to me is very aggressive, but he plays this deck aggressively, and you saw that in the first 2 matches. So Miner comes in as the assassin here against the musketeer for the opponent. Meanwhile, we have the hunter and the bandit. So he's playing. This is the 12th win, so the opponent obviously also on his 12th match inside this grand challenge, using the Yugi art deck, or the planet deck, I guess, is the guy who he first saw playing it, but whoever first played it, that does not matter. We don't play the deck credit game here on the channel, but I had Yugi art showing off this deck that the opponent here is playing 7 Mood XOX. It's super strong, guys, and essentially the last 2 cards are going to be, I think, are going to be Pump, and what is the other card? Pump and something. But it's an elixir pump deck, and it's really strong. It's a 3.1 or 3.3 elixir deck. Anyway, here we go. It's going to be another giant. We have the minion horde. We have the witch. Hunter is down. We have the, oh boy, this could be big. This could be big. The opponent gives the oops. We send in that miner. Bandit is absolutely taken down there by the minions, and tower is down just like that. 1 minute and 40 seconds into this match, and now we're doing a ton of damage onto the king tower. He has 1 muskie and a bar barrel down. We're gonna get that king tower to about 2/3 health, guys, with 10 seconds, 10 seconds left here in regular single elixir time. We have the goblins in the back, minions on that muskie for the opponent. It's gonna take a lot for the opponent to come back after that push, and again, the opponent this time does not have that big spell. Battle Ram, that's the other card. Come on, Ash. So now, because they don't have a big spell in this deck, I mean, it's relatively easy, right? They only have the bar barrel, and their last card is the elixir pump. They haven't even pumped up once in this game. A zap fireball combo down on the musketeer and the hunter. That's a nice value trade there. That was 8 for 6. Now we have the witch being taken care of by the opponent, but you see what he did there? He didn't support that push. He didn't drop that giant when he had the witch there surviving. He just kind of reloaded in the back with more minions. Now he uses the fireball here. That will clean up this push nicely. He has the minion horde ready. The opponent not too happy about it. They do get a bandit charge on the tower and a couple barbarians getting there, but that's it with 10 seconds left. It's gonna be another flawless 12 win here for Final Form, guys. Use this deck, give it a try, see what you think. Let me know in the comments below if you have success with it. Again, a great trophy pushing deck, as well as obviously a great deck to use in a global tournament or in a grander classic challenge. So guys, that's gonna do it. Check out Final Form's player stats and profile thanks to statsroyale.com. You can find that in the show notes along with that other video. I'll include the Yugi art video and also that wall breaker video that I mentioned in the opening today in the show notes below for you guys to check out in case you missed those. They were both 2 of my favorites in recent memory. Guys, huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.